Hey guys, BreakWizard59 here, and welcome back to a brand new video. And today we're going to be talking about LEGO Star Wars prototype sets, or sets that were almost made by LEGO. So, every year, of course, LEGO makes so many different LEGO Star Wars sets, and at the same time, there are so many LEGO has not made, as I myself have actually made many set ideas videos of sets that LEGO could possibly make, but definitely LEGO actually makes many more sets than those that are actually seen on the shelves. As they actually have many different prototypes of many different sets, and we're going to be going over a few of them as we got this really awesome picture of one of these LEGO company like offices, and you can see a shelf on the bottom right with various different sets. Many of them are prototype sets which have not been made, so it's kind of cool, a bit of a sneak peek at some sets that definitely could be made in the future. And the reason why I kind of say that, because if you look, a few of these sets on this image have actually been made. And this actually is a few image which was released a few years ago. And since then, there have been some of the sets on this image which have already been made, proving that all of these sets have a opportunity to be made. So we're going to be kind of just going over all of these sets in this video. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, and before we get started, this is actually like one of the desks in the bottom corner. Quickly just go over that. Basically, you have the Death Star here, and then you also have the Yavin 4 prototype set. Now this is one which many people have seen and many people actually want to see made. Um, and again, this also has a better picture of this in the dictionary, so I definitely hope they make a Yavin 4 set. Alright, so here's kind of a look at the shelf altogether, and we'll take closer looks at each one of these. But again, the reason why I say there's a high possibility that all of these sets could be made, you look, there is a UCS TIE Fighter, and that wasn't released when this image was out. There's a UCS Snowspeeder, which wasn't released when this image was out. There's a UCS Slave 1, which wasn't released when this image was out. A brand new Sandcrawler, which again was not released when this image was out. So there's a high chance every single one of these sets can be made. But anyways, now let's go ahead and take a closer look at some of the images of this shelf. Alright, so let's start off here on the kind of like bottom, or at least the right corner of the shelf. And here is probably my favorite because of the fact you have the Separatist Super Tank on the left, which is from the Star Wars The Clone Wars episode Droid Factory. Then you have a UT-AT, which again we get a better look of that in the LEGO Star Wars dictionary, and then a awesome LEGO defoliator tank also from Star Wars: The Clone Wars. So these are actually pretty awesome sets, and especially the defoliator tank and UT-AT are ones LEGO people have been asking so much for LEGO to make, and it's actually kind of really cool that they actually have made these in the past. But anyways, let's go ahead and move on. All right, moving along, right next to that, we have another couple shelves. Let's start up with the right one. You can see on the bottom corner, we do have some sort of Jedi starfighter. Not sure, it looks like a black one. Not completely sure what that is. And then we have a Mandalorian ship. Again, that was also another set which actually ended up being made. So that's kind of cool. And then you have this like kind of red TIE interceptor type build. Not completely sure what that is, but that'd be a pretty interesting set. If anyone knows the actual name of that, please put that down in the comments. And then you also have the Techno Union ship, the large one that was actually seen briefly in Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones. So that's actually really cool. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on. Alright, now moving along, this picture is really blurry, but people are saying what is below that Chrome Naboo Starfighter. And let's start with the Chrome Naboo Starfighter actually. Again, because the picture is so blurry, we're not sure if it is just the UCS set from like 2001, I believe, or is it actually a brand new version of a Chrome minifigure scale Chrome Starfighter, which possibly could be released. But anyways, below that, once again, it's really tough to see, but people are saying that it is indeed a stun cannon, the one that was used on the Zillo Beast in the Clone Wars. So I thought that'd be really cool. That's another awesome set. I personally really want to make that as a mock. But who knows? That set could be released in the future. All right, and moving along on the right, we have the Trident class assault ship. That's like, the one that was seen in the season 3 premiere of Star Wars The Clone Wars, the Camino arc. Those are like those ships that kind of like were on Camino. Those like kind of like ships. They have like those like four legs. It's seen quite a bit actually in the Clone Wars, even in the season 4 premiere with the Mon Calamari. But this one actually is supposed to represent the scene from season 3 Star Wars The Clone Wars premiere because of the fact you have that small ship next to it. And that is actually the one that Obi-Wan uses. If you remember in the episode where Obi-Wan's like, I'd like to go for a swim, he ends up going underwater and see that the Aqua Droids are kind of building assault craft. And then eventually the Aqua Droids attack him and he ends up being saved by those creatures. If you remember that episode, that's kind of what that scene is supposed to represent. All right, and moving along, this is again pretty cool. We have the Doctor Droid from the Darth Vader's transformation, but this is somewhat of a sculpture, like larger UCS style build of it. So that'd be actually a really cool UCS set to get. Next to that, we have a UCS probe droid, and these actually would be really, really nice display pieces and awesome UCS sets to get. And below that, we have a prototype of the UCS Slave One. Once again, I explained earlier, this was a few years ago, so this set wasn't made at that time, which kind of just proves that many of these sets have a high chance of being made. All right, moving along, we have this shelf here, and we actually have a few different sets here. So we have Force Unleashed Darth Vader's like ship. This was actually already released, so maybe this is just that set again. And then we have a a UCS Darth Vader's TIE Advanced. Once again, that set was already made, so maybe that is just that set again. But it just looks actually a little bit different compared to that one. But anyways, moving up above it, you have that yellow ship. That also actually was seen in Star Wars: The Clone Wars. That was seen in various episodes of Naboo, like the Blue Shadow virus from season 1. That's like the transport ship like Padme and Jar Jar used. So it's seen quite a bit on Naboo in the Clone Wars. That's actually a pretty interesting set. Not seen much. It's not much of a central ship, so it's actually kind of interesting that Lego thought of making that. All right, and moving along, once again, this is actually just a look at the UCS Snowspeeder, which once again I said earlier in the video, has been made as of now, 2017, but back when the photo was released, it was not, so it's kind of cool. But anyways, moving along, next to that we have I'm not sure exactly what that is. That looks like some sort of like hyena droid bomber or hyena droid starfighter. Not exactly sure what that is. And moving along, what you see here, this like directly in the center, you have a set. Now we're not exactly sure what it is. Some people say it's Endor, some people say it's a Kashyyyk set. But to me, the tree section does look a bit like Endor rather than Kashyyyk, and that kind of just proves that uh, again, the Ewok village set was not released back when this image was out. So it proves that these all sets have a 100% chance of being, or have a high chance of being made. And you can kind of see next to it, you have the radar dish, which kind of just proves more that it is Endor. But then if you look below that, you have that small, like directly below the radar dish, that small, like type of fighter, that brown vehicle that looks more like a Wookiee fighter. So not exactly sure, but again, the Endor set with the radar dish actually would be a really nice set. And lastly, we have a bit of an odd set, and this is a bit of a sculpture build. Now, Lego hasn't done sculptures in a long time, and the sculpture sets are usually UCS sets, so this would be a UCS Watto. And it's a very interesting build. Definitely, I can kind of see why Lego did not end up making it because of the fact that Watto isn't really too much of a central popular character in Star Wars and probably won't sell as well. Alright, but anyways, there you go. So there was a look at the video. I definitely hope you guys enjoyed it. This was just kind of a fun video, kind of showing you some sets that LEGO definitely has a high chance of making in the future, as once again, some of these sets have already been made. So who knows, maybe in 2018, a set from this shelf could be on in LEGO stores for all we know. But anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, a thumbs up would be great. do not forget to subscribe down below. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. This is Wizard 59, and I'll see you all next time.